Okay, let's dive in. We're looking today at something, well, something you might have thought was kind of fading away,
Yeah.
the traditional supermarket in China, but the material you shared with us, it paints a really different picture. Quite surprising,
It
actually.
really is because, just a few years back, early 2021, the reports were pretty grim. Major Chinese supermarket chains.
Hmm.
They were facing serious financial trouble. Revenue down, profits tumbling. Some looked like they were really on the ropes.
Yeah, getting hammered, right, by all
Yeah.
these new players.
Exactly. Competition from new retail, this huge boom in fresh food e-commerce, community group buying, even warehouse clubs like Costco moving in.
It honestly looked like the big grocery store's days were numbered in China. But according to these sources you sent over, the big names, specifically Yonghui and RT Mart, they didn't just, roll over.
No, not at all. They fought back, launched a counterattack, and the speed. It's remarkable. So this deep dive, it's all based on the insights from the material you provided. We're going to unpack how these two giants are trying to come back, what specific strategies they're using, and what your sources say is driving this incredible, almost breakneck pace of change.
Okay, so let's set the scene real quick. Who are these rivals that suddenly showed up and started, well, eating their lunch?
Well, leading the charge was new retail, and the prime example is Alibaba's Hema Fresh. These weren't just stores. They were built from the ground up to blend online ordering, super fast delivery, and even dine-in areas.
That whole online-offline integration thing Jack Ma talked about back in 2016.
Precisely. He called it new retail, and Hema was basically the poster child for that vision. It really shook things up.
And alongside Hema,
You had the pure play, fresh food, e-commerce companies.
Yeah.
Order on your phone, get groceries delivered quick, very convenient.
Mm-hmm.
And then this other model emerged, community group buying Shektuango.
Yeah, tell us about that again.
So neighbors basically pre-order together, usually fresh stuff, meat, produce. Then they pick it up from a local spot, like maybe their apartment complex office. It cuts out wholesalers, uses localized distribution, so it slashes delivery costs. It got huge, especially during the pandemic.
Sounds super efficient, lean, and it pulled customers away even if they were still going to physical stores sometimes.
Definitely. And then, like we mentioned, warehouse clubs, the Costcos of the world, started gaining ground too. People buying in bulk, splitting orders, chipping away again.
Okay, so a real multi-front assault. Let's look at one of the big disruptors the sources focus on, Hema Fresh. Why did their delivery work so well when the traditional guys, like Yonghui, struggled so much at first?
Well, the materials suggest Hema's success wasn't just about the tech itself, but how it was integrated from day one. Strategy was key, like where they opened stores. Super strategic. They used data, like Alipay transaction histories apparently, to find areas with high purchasing power. They called them Hema zones.
Right, and there was that interesting bit in the source about the Hema CEO claiming their stores actually boosted local property values. Though, as the material rightly points out, it's probably more that Hema was just really good at picking areas that were already wealthy. Correlation, not causation necessarily.
Exactly, a critical point.
Mhm.
But beyond just location, their whole focus was geared towards online volume.
Mm-hmm.
Hema prioritized smartphone orders. They were aiming for something like 5,000 online orders per store per day.
Wow, compared to maybe 4,000 people walking through a normal supermarket.
Right. The idea was online sales potential is basically unlimited.
Yeah.
And this focus, it led to Hema reporting sales per square meter that were like 4 times the supermarket average. Huge difference.
Okay, getting the online orders is one thing, but making the delivery work financially, that seems to be where the sources say Hema really cracked it.
Yeah, this is where their operational design comes in. It was kind of their secret weapon. See, a traditional supermarket is laid out for customers to wander, right? Circular paths, browsing.
Mhm.
Hema's layout, zone-based, optimized purely for picking efficiency. Wide aisles, but for staff moving fast, not just for shoppers.
So like a mini warehouse inside the store, built for speed.
Pretty much. An order comes in, staff get it on a handheld terminal. They scan QR codes on the bags, pick items from their zone, put them in the bag, and then this is the cool part, they hang the bags on these lifts. The lifts whisk the bags up to ceiling rails.
Ceiling rails. Yeah, that definitely says not your average grocery store.
Right, and these rails transport the bags automatically to the back for sorting and dispatch.
And the efficiency numbers the source cited were just staggering.
They really put it in perspective. The report claimed Hema staff averaged only about 133 steps to pick 14 items and get them onto that lift system. The estimate for doing the same thing in a traditional store layout, around 540 steps.
Wow. More than 3 times the walking.
Exactly. So you can immediately see why Yonghui's first attempt at delivery from their existing stores was so inefficient and costly. They just weren't designed for it.
Makes total sense. That's
Yeah,
the core point in the source, isn't it?
absolutely. And Hima's efficiency didn't stop there. It extended to the delivery routes, too, all managed by their own system called Aliphi. Algorithms figured out the best picking tasks. Who should deliver what? The most efficient routes. It could even send deliveries across store boundaries if a driver in the next HEMA zone was free.
Like a central brain managing the whole logistics network. And the source claimed a massive efficiency gain there, too.
Yeah, something like 20 times more efficient delivery compared to less integrated methods. And based on the calculation example in the source, this brought their delivery cost down to maybe, what, 6.25 Japanese yen per order? Somewhere around there.
Which, when you put that against the average gross profit per order, they calculated about 168 yen. Suddenly, delivery isn't a loss leader. It can actually be profitable.
That's the game changer. It flips the whole business model on its head. And the analysis in your material really hammers this home. The whole thing, picking, routing, delivery, relies on that sophisticated, custom-built core system, Aliphi. Building that required deep tech and deep retail knowledge. That gave Alibaba a huge leg up.
Okay, so faced with this hyper-efficient, tech-driven machine, what did Yonghui do? The sources mentioned their earlier attempt, superspecies.
Right. Yonghui's first shot was Super Species, that joint venture with Tencent. It put more emphasis on the dine-in experience, trying to lure people into the physical store. And they also tried offering direct delivery from their main Yonghui supermarkets.
But yeah, the sources you shared are pretty blunt that the direct delivery part didn't go well initially.
No. The fundamental problem, as detailed in the report, was trying to bolt this new fast delivery model onto their existing old-school systems and operations.
Right.
The infrastructure, the workflows.
Mm-hmm.
They were built for people pushing carts, not for rapidly picking and dispatching thousands of online orders. It's just incompatible.
Total mismatch.
Which led to terrible inefficiencies, soaring costs. The source's own cost breakdown showed the gross profit per order was already thin, but the delivery costs just obliterated it. No way to make money.
Trying to run like 21st century logistics on 20th century plumbing.
That's a perfect way to put it. So fast forward to April 2021. Yonghui basically comes out and says, okay, this new retail push hasn't worked. They admitted they needed a fundamental system overhaul. That was the turning point.
And this is where the counterattack really starts cooking, according to your sources.
Yeah, their new strategy was bold, decisive. They decided we need to build our own core system from scratch, internally, tailored exactly to our business.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in a big gun, Li Songfeng, former top engineer at JD.com, as their new CTO, and they set up a whole new tech subsidiary, Yonghui Tech. The goal, 1,000 engineers focused purely on this digital transformation.
So basically building their own Aliphi, their own secret sauce.
That seems to be the plan. They started developing this next-gen core system called YHDOS.
And what's the big idea with YHDOS? Any key features mentioned?
One really interesting thing is the goal to get rid of fixed staff workstations, except for specialized roles like butchers or fishmongers. Instead, YHDOS uses terminals to dynamically assign tasks to staff based on the workflow, where they are in the store, trying to make everything much more fluid and efficient, especially the picking and packing.
That sounds like a direct answer to HEMA's efficiency. Trying to match or even beat it, and the speed they moved at, based on your material, it's just mind-boggling for a big company.
It really is. It shows the pressure they were under. Development kicked off super fast, and they were already testing YHDOS in early 2022.
Wait, less than a year after admitting the old way failed.
Exactly. Less than a year between identifying the crisis, formulating a new strategy, and actually testing a brand new core operating system for a massive retail chain. That's moving at light speed for an incumbent.
Incredible. And the source even mentioned Yonghui might eventually sell YHDOS to other retailers.
Yeah, which suggests they see this huge internal effort not just as fixing their own problems, but maybe as creating a valuable asset, a future revenue stream, leveraging all that know-how they're building.
Okay, so Yonghui doubled down on building the foundational tech. What about RT Mart? How did they approach their comeback, according to your sources?
RT Mart took a different, though equally ambitious path. Their strategy, branded RT Mart 2.0, is much more focused on reinventing the physical store itself and integrating services. The plan is huge. Convert all 400 stores eventually. They started by opening or renovating 30 big ones, while also closing about 70 older, less suitable locations.
And these RT Mart 2.0 stores sound massive, like 14,000 square meters. But interestingly, they cut the number of products, right? Reduce.
Yeah, from around 30,000 SKUs down to maybe 25,000. Seems counterintuitive, like you said.
Why do that?
Well, the sources explain the thinking. Consumer habits had changed. People weren't as keen on browsing endless aisles of new stuff. Too much choice actually made it harder to find things. Plus, the old manufacturer incentives to stock everything were less effective. So fewer SKUs let them focus more on their own private label goods, better margins, and just simplify the whole shopping experience.
And I bet fewer products helps operationally, too.
Big time. The sources mention it lets them compress the shelving, create much wider aisles, better for shoppers, but also crucial for making delivery picking way easier.
Ah, right. So clearing out all that space by having fewer items. What did they do with it?
That's the experience part of RT Mart 2.0. They're using that reclaimed space for things like kids' play areas, dedicated zones for showcasing special products, maybe event spaces. It's about giving people a reason to actually come to the store, offering more than just transactions. They call it shopping plus alpha.
Making the physical store a destination again. And like Hema, they also brought in some key tech for efficiency.
Yes. Critically, they adopted the ceiling rail system too. Just like Hema, for moving picked online orders efficiently from the floor to the back room.
Okay. What about their delivery offer? Is it the same as Hema's?
Slightly different. RT Mart offers 1-hour delivery, but also a half-day option within about 3 to 5 kilometers. That half-day option is interesting. The source suggests they bundle those orders together more, which makes the delivery significantly cheaper, maybe half the cost or even less, compared to super fast 30-minute delivery. It's a trade-off. Slightly less speed for better cost efficiency.
Interesting strategic choice. And then there's the really unique part for RT Mart 2.0 mentioned in the sources, adding totally non-grocery services.
Yeah, this is pretty novel. They're offering things like shoe repair, clothes mending, key cutting, even cleaning services. You can order these through your phone. Staff might pick up your shoes for repair or clothes for cleaning, maybe when they drop off groceries, and then deliver them back later.
Wow. So get your weekly shop and get your keys cut or your suit cleaned, all coordinated through the same app and delivery network.
Exactly. And the report highlights the smart operational angle.
Huh.
It uses their delivery staff's downtime during off-peak grocery hours. It maximizes the value they get from their logistics investment.
Very clever. The sources also noted Alibaba's role with RT Mart, didn't they?
Right. Alibaba is a major investor in RT Mart. And they actually developed RT Mart's core operating system. Confusingly, the system is also called RT Mart 2.0, same name as the store concept.
Oh, okay.
From Alibaba's perspective, RT Mart is a way to reach different markets than Hema, more suburban, maybe regional areas where RT Mart already has a big footprint, using that network to expand their whole digital ecosystem.
So looking at both Yonghui and RT Mart, what really leaps out from the material you shared is just the sheer speed of all this.
That's probably the most stunning takeaway from your sources.
Right.
These aren't just adjustments. They're fundamental overhauls, business models, core tech, store designs. And they kicked off these massive changes, getting from recognizing the crisis in early 2021 to actually implementing and testing in under a year.
It's like watching giant battleships trying to turn on a dime and succeeding.
Pretty much. That speed, the material suggests, is absolutely vital for them to even have a chance of clawing back market share and surviving in this incredibly fierce market. So yeah, these are the strategies, the transformations emerging from the information you gave us. It really shows the intensity, the rapid evolution happening in Chinese retail right now.
So wrapping up, what your sources lay out are two really distinct bets on how to fight back, both executed at incredible velocity. You've got Yonghui going deep on the tech foundation, building their own sophisticated system, YHDS, believing operational efficiency driven by core tech is the key.
Right. And then you have RT Mart, betting that reinventing the physical store, the RT Mart 2.0 concept, can still be a powerful draw. Focusing on experience, simplifying the offer, adding diverse services, while also adopting proven efficiency tech like the rails.
Two very different approaches, but both incredibly aggressive and fast-moving. It's clear the battle for China's fresh food market is, well, far from decided.
Certainly. And reflecting on the material you provided leaves us with a really interesting question, doesn't it? We see Hema's success driven by tech and algorithms. We see Yonghui racing to build its own tech core. We see RT Mart blending tech with a revamped physical experience and new services. So is the future of retail competition fundamentally just a tech arms race now? Or does RT Mart's bet on the physical store and broader services suggest that the offline experience still offers a unique, maybe indispensable advantage? What does this blend, this rapid convergence of digital efficiency and enhanced physical service really tell us about how we're all going to shop in the future?